What's good, y'all? Tower Ferguson Bay here, and I got a question for you guys. Do you need to be a Christian to be considered Christ-like? It's kind of weird because to be Christian means you're Christ-like. But I believe some people who call themselves Christian are not Christ-like. Not everybody, of course, but some, and some are not. So, do you need to be a Christian to be Christ-like? I'm going to answer that real quick. No, you don't need to be a Christian to be Christ-like. Why? Because Christ was not Christian. Christ was a Jew. Christ was considered a rabbi. He was called rabbi in the Bible, which means he's a Jewish teacher. He's a Jewish religious leader, right? In addition to that, we quote a lot from Paul, who is spreading the word of Christianity throughout the world. And guess what? In Acts 21 and Acts 22, Paul said, I am a Jew. I am a Jew. Twice. He was teaching people who were not Jewish about the Jewish faith and what they could do to be, come into the Christ fold or to become Christ-like. But they did not have to follow all the laws of Christianity, but he did. So he was telling them, hey, you don't got to get your skin of your foreskin cut off. You circumcise your heart, right? So it's more of the mind, it's more symbology, not the physical, all right? So one of the most, say, Christ-like, or some of the most Christ-like people were considered the disciples. The disciples were Jews, all right? So you do not need to be a Christian to be Christ-like. They were Christ-like before they were considered Christian. They were called Christians at Antioch. That was a few years later. In addition to that, let's talk about Muslims. Muslims believe, again, in the same thing. They believe in Abraham. Abraham didn't follow a prophet. Abraham followed God. Noah didn't follow a prophet. Noah followed God. Christ had teachers, but Christ followed God. Muslims follow God. That's what Islam means. It's one who surrenders to God, or Muslim, one who surrenders to God, right? But they believe in prophets afterwards. So you learn from the prophets. So we all believe the same thing. The gods that we say we believe in, Allah, Elohim, are all the same gods, but, or are the same God, but because of language, we call them different things. All right, so Allah is Arabic for the God. Al and La means the God, literally. Elohim is a Hebrew word for God, means the God. Elo, so Elohim is plural. Elohim is plural. The singular word for Elohim is Elo, E-L-O-H, means, and it's cognate, means derived from the same root word as Allah. If you look up Elohim, it'll say see Allah. If you look up Allah, it'll say see Elohim. It means it's the same word, or it came from the same root. It's the same word, just in a different language. In America, we just say God because we speak English. And God is just a title. So the God is a title for the supreme being. So we all believe in one God, the supreme being. It's not different gods that we believe in. And we all believe the same thing. I can show you a quote from the Quran right here. Now, what does that tell you, right? So again, you do not need to be a Christian to be Christ-like, because there were Christian councils in the 300s that said if you Judaize or follow customs and traditions of the Jews, follow the customs and traditions of the Jews, go on just Jewish feasts and do these things, you'll be excommunicated from the church. So that's why I kind of detach myself from the Christian title, but I still try to be Christ-like, because if you say don't follow the custom traditions of the Jews, Jesus was a Jew, and that's telling you not to be Christ-like, in my opinion. But I try to be Christ-like. So I don't follow what those Christian councils told you to do. All right. I try to follow God and follow my heart. All right. Again, Abraham followed God. Noah followed God. Jesus followed God. Right. Follow your heart. So in more science, we ask like, can we see Allah? No, you cannot see Allah. Where's the closest place he can be found? In your heart. So if you're looking for God, like Jesus, or you're talking to God, you might need to look internally, look inside yourself, recognize that God is your father, right? So God is your creator, and he made you in his image and likeness. So he made you like him. So if you believe God can do certain things, you need to believe that you can do certain things with his power because he's within you. There's a quote that says, I am in my Father. This is Jesus talking. I am in my Father, right? I am in you, and you are in me. So y'all are all one together. I am in you, you are in me. So what's that tell you? That tells you that there's power within you. Follow your heart. Talk to God. He said he tore the veil. You can go straight up to God, right? That's what I think his teaching is saying. He's like, there's no way to the God but through me. All right. But through him, meaning to me, it means but through the way that he went through, right? So follow his ways. So I'm following your way because you taught me. So I'm teaching you, you're showing me your way. So your way is go straight to the Father. All right. So if you're looking for somebody else to reach the Father, where you have to close a curtain and, oh, that's the wrong way. All right. So that's how I look at it. But again, to my point, you do not need to be a Christian, or within the Christian domain or within the Christian church to be Christ-like. You just need to be like Christ, study Christ. And then again, when it comes to studying Christ, again, these Christian councils told you what books to read. And then they told you not to be like Christ. Don't follow the customs and traditions of Jesus because you're not supposed to Judaize. And this is what Jesus did. So I don't follow that small list of books that they talk about Christ in. I follow, well, Jesus didn't write a book in the Bible. He didn't write, pretty much, I didn't see any books that Jesus wrote. Every book about Jesus is someone else wrote. So I read everything. So the Gnostic Gospels, Morse Holy Quran, regular Quran he's in. The regular King James Bible, of course, with the Gospels in it, and the 1611 King James Bible with all the Apocrypha in it. So everything I read. They say you're not supposed to take anything or add anything to it. Obviously, if they give you a list of this many books to read, that's smaller than the books that are out there, they took something away. So I read everything, all right? So thanks for watching. It's Tyrell Ferguson Bey. I may have gotten off the point, but again, you do not need to be a Christian to be considered Christ-like. I'm out.